So they really thought they had you figured out, huh? They looked at everything you carried, all that weight, all that silence, all that unspoken fire. Then they said, this one is soft. This one won't do anything. This one is safe to underestimate. The wildest part, they were so confident. No hesitation, no second thought, not even a moment of, wait, let me look a little closer before I make this call. They just decided, just like that. You stayed quiet when you had every right to explode, and they watched. You kept moving when anyone else would have sat down and stayed down, and they watched. You absorbed hit after hit, your head high, your direction clear. Instead of being impressed or even slightly cautious, they called it weakness. Seeing your composure, they decided you had no spine. Observing your patience, they decided you had no power. Watching you choose your battles, they thought, so they do not actually have any fight in them at all. Around that lie, they built their whole strategy. Throughout your life, they moved with that lie as their foundation. But that one catastrophically wrong read, that was the last mistake they ever made, the very last one. And let us be very clear about something right now. Your patience was never a weakness, not even close, not for a single second. Oh, people love to romanticize the loud ones, the ones who react fast and loud, making sure everyone in the room knows they are not to be messed with. And yeah, sure, there is a kind of strength in that. But the strength you were building, that is on a completely different level entirely. That is the kind of strength that does not need the room to know about it. That is the kind of strength that moves in silence, arrives without warning, and hits so completely that by the time anyone realizes what happened, it is already done. See, patience, real patience, not the passive kind, not the scared kind, but the intentional, disciplined, deeply rooted kind, is actually the most dangerous thing a person can possess. No, it is not cute, gentle, or soft. It is terrifying, because it means you are operating on a timeline that nobody around you can even see. It means while they were reacting, you were building. While they were talking, you were moving. While they were busy being certain about who you were quietly becoming something they never even thought to prepare for. That is not a weakness. That is warfare. The silent kind. The most effective kind. But can we talk about what it actually costs you to stay that patient? Because it wasn't free. It was not easy. It was not some natural, effortless thing that just came without a price tag. Oh no. There were nights, real nights, long nights, the kind that have no light in them anywhere, where you sat with the full, unfiltered weight of being unseen, being overlooked, being the person in the room doing the most and getting the least acknowledgement for it. There were moments where the doubt crept in so loud and so heavy that you could barely hear your own conviction underneath it. There were mornings you had to rebuild the belief from absolute scratch because the night before had dismantled every single piece of it. And still, you got up. You showed up. You kept pouring into something that had not yet poured back into you, even a little bit. You kept the vision alive in seasons when it looked absolutely ridiculous from the outside. And nobody clapped for that. Nobody saw that. it. Nobody handed you an award for the private war you were winning every single day just by refusing to quit. But it happened. Every bit of it happened. And it was building something inside you, something dense and unshakable and completely fireproof that no one who underestimated you ever stopped to account for. And here is the part that is genuinely low-key fascinating to me. Almost poetic, in the most darkly satisfying way, when they underestimated you. When they made that comfortable, confident decision that you were not a threat, not a force, just someone they could overlook without consequence, they actually did you the biggest favor of your journey. No, I am not being sarcastic. I mean it literally. The moment they stopped watching you seriously, the moment they filed you under not a problem and moved on, you gained complete freedom to build without interference. Their opinions no longer landed on your process. Their doubt no longer tangles up your momentum. By deciding you were not worth the energy of being an obstacle, they removed themselves from the equation. And you, quietly, deliberately, requiring none of their attention, used every second of that freedom. You built in the blind spot they created, grew in the gap their arrogance left open, and became, right there in the space they cleared by underestimating you, exactly the thing they never saw coming. The irony is almost too good. They thought they were dismissing you. In fact, they were just getting out of your way. Now observe what is actually happening. Notice the shift. Surely you feel it. Something is different. The work that nobody witnessed has begun to speak. Seeds planted in silent seasons now break through the surface. Not small, but undeniable. Results appear, seeking no one's permission or approval, simply existing. Clear, real, impossible to talk around, talk over, or dismiss as you once were. And those who wrote you off, they feel it. Trust that. Though they may not always name or admit it, their gut registers that their judgment was wrong and that their story about you was built on sand. The version dismissed has become the most serious thing in the room. Now what should you do with that? Do not gloat. That's not your style, nor was it ever. Yet, do not minimize it either. Don't rush past this arrival as if it's nothing. It's nothing. It is everything. The compound return on every painful, invisible deposit you made, even with no guarantee it would pay off. So listen. Listen closely. Because this is the part I really need to land. Let this, all of this, every single thing you just walked through, let it rewire something permanent in how you see yourself from this moment forward. Nah, not tomorrow. Not when things feel more settled. Right now. Today. In this exact version of your life. You are not the person they narrated. You never were. They wrote a whole story about you, and not one word of it was accurate. Because not one word of it was written from a place of actually knowing you. They wrote it from comfort, from assumption, from the laziness of people who judge depth by the surface and call it wisdom. And you just lived the rebuttal, quietly, completely, without ever needing to argue your case out loud. You did not survive all of that to keep apologizing for the space you take up. You did not endure the fire to come out and dim your own light so other people stay comfortable. No, no, no. You came out forged. You came out with roots so deep that nothing, not doubt, not dismissal, not the weight of being underestimated by people who should have known better, nothing can pull you up from where you are planted now. They mistook your patience for weakness and built their whole world on that mistake. And now the ground is shifting under everything they thought they knew. You are here, awake, whole, unmissable. And the next chapter of you, the next chapter, they are not even a little bit ready, not even close. Watch.